Hi there. Welcome back to another fun science lesson. Today, we are going to explore a mystery that happens in many kitchens around the world. Are you ready for today's science topic? Let's begin. Here's a curious kitchen science mystery. Have you ever noticed that when someone cuts onions, their eyes start watering? Sometimes they even start blinking a lot or rubbing their eyes. So, what is really happening there? Why do onions make us cry? Let's investigate and find out. When onions are cut, something interesting happens. Eyes start watering, people blink again and again, and sometimes the eyes feel a little stingy. And here's something surprising. Even if you are not cutting the onion yourself, but just standing nearby, your eyes might still start watering. Have you ever experienced that? But onions are just vegetables, right? So why do they make us cry? Let's look inside an onion to find out. Inside every onion are tiny parts called cells. You can't see these cells with your eyes because they are extremely small. These onion cells store special chemicals. These chemicals are what give onions their strong smell and sharp taste. But when the onion is whole and uncut, these chemicals stay safely locked inside the cells. Nothing escapes and our eyes stay perfectly fine. But things change when we start cutting the onion. When we cut an onion, the knife slices through the onion cells. This breaks the tiny cells open. When the cells break, the chemicals inside them mix together. When these chemicals mix, they create a new gas. This gas spreads into the air. And since our faces are usually close to the onion while cutting, the gas can easily travel toward our eyes. Our eyes are very sensitive, so they quickly react with this gas when it reaches them. Now, why exactly do our eyes tear up? So, as we have seen on cutting the onion gas reaches our eyes. Inside our eyes, there is always a little bit of water or moisture. When the onion gas mixes with this water, something new forms. It forms a very mild acid. This mild acid causes a small sting or irritation in our eyes. Our eyes do not like this irritation, so they quickly produce tears. These tears help wash the acid away and protect the eyes. So the tears are actually your eyes' way of protecting themselves. Pretty smart, right? Alright, now let's quickly look at the whole process again. First, we cut the onion, then the onion cells break open and the chemicals inside the cells mix and form a gas. This gas then travels through the air and reaches the eyes, and in our eyes the gas mixes with moisture and forms a mild acid. This acid irritates the eyes, so the eyes produce tears to wash it away. Now, Now, since new substances are formed during this process, new substances meaning over here when the onion is cut and the tiny cells break open and the chemicals inside them mix to form a new substance that is gas. And again, when the gas mixes with the moisture in our eye to form mild acid, that's again a new substance. So because these new substances are formed in this entire process, scientists call this a chemical reaction. So kids, always remember, whenever in a reaction new substances are formed, we call that reaction a chemical reaction. Now, even though onion tears are harmless, many people try different tricks to reduce them. One such trick is chilling the onion in the fridge before cutting it. Cold temperatures slow down the release of the gas. Now, students, this does not mean that we need to store the onions in the fridge regularly. It just means that just the number of onions that you want to cut, we chill them in the fridge first and then cut it. Another trick is cutting onions near a fan. The fan blows the gas away so it does not reach your eyes easily. You can even do this thing that you turn on the exhaust fan in the kitchen. This will do the same trick. Some people even wear kitchen goggles while cutting onions. The goggles block the gas from reaching the eyes. And to be frank with you, I use my swimming goggles for this. Yes, I do look silly in them, but it keeps my eyes tear free. All these tricks help reduce the amount of gas reaching our eyes. Even though onions sometimes make us cry a little, they are actually very healthy for our bodies. Onions contain vitamins and helpful nutrients. These nutrients help keep our bodies strong and healthy. So even if onions make us tear up sometimes, they are still a great food to eat. All right, kids. Now let's recall what we learned today. Onions are made of tiny cells. When we cut an onion, the cells break open. Chemicals inside the onion mix and form a gas. The gas floats into the air and can reach our eyes. In our eyes, the gas mixes with moisture and forms a mild acid. This acid causes irritation, so our eyes produce tears to wash it away. Some tricks like chilling the onions, using a fan while cutting them, wearing kitchen goggles can reduce the gas reaching our eyes. Okay, now it's time for quiz. I hope you all are ready. Let's begin. Here comes question 1. Why do onions release a gas when we cut them? Because cutting breaks the onion's tiny cells and chemicals mix. Because onions absorb water from the air. Because onions react with light. Take a moment and think. Remember what happens to the onion cells when we cut them. Ready? Yes, the correct answer is because cutting breaks the onion's tiny cells and chemicals mix. All right, next question. Why do our eyes produce tears when onion gas reaches them? The gas blocks our vision. The gas mixes with moisture in our eyes and causes irritation. The gas dries our eyes. Think about what forms when the gas meets the moisture in our eyes. Yes, the correct answer is the gas mixes with moisture in our eyes and causes irritation. Let's move to the next question. What do tears do when onion gas irritates our eyes? They help onions smell stronger. They make the gas disappear instantly. They help wash the irritant away. Think about the job tears are doing. Yes, they help wash the irritant away. Now, question 4. What happens first when we cut an onion? The onion releases heat. Onion cells break open. The onion absorbs air. Think about the very first step in the process. Yes, the correct answer is onion cells break open. 2 more questions to go. Which trick can help reduce onion tears? Cutting onions under bright light, chilling the onion before cutting, cooking the onion first. Think about the trick that slows down the gas release. Yes, the right answer is chilling the onion before cutting. Very good. Now the final question. Why does onion gas irritate our eyes? It changes into a mild acid in the eyes. It dries the onion pieces. It removes water from the air. Remember what happens when the gas mixes with the moisture in our eyes? Yes, the correct answer is it changes into a mild acid in the eyes. Amazing work exploring today's kitchen mystery. Now you know onions aren't trying to make us cry. It's just a tiny gas coming out of the onion, reacting with the moisture in our eyes and making tears to protect the eyes. Keep observing the world around you. Every why is a new science mystery waiting to be solved. See you in the next science adventure.